So we're going to start just coming onto our back. Just doing about a 60-minute Pilates class. So with your feet flat to the mat, I want you to pull your shoulder blades down so that your shoulders rest as flat on the mat as they can. And we're going to start just by doing an anterior and a posterior tilt. So you can feel the iliac crest come up in the anterior tilt and drop back in the posterior tilt. So really just rocking. You can feel that it's a bit of an exaggerated movement, and you can feel if it's a little bit sore in one area. It's probably somewhere that you tend to let your body relax in, even when you're sleeping or standing. And then from here, I want you to bring back to neutral. So find neutral. And then from neutral, I want you to imprint the lumbar spine into the mat as if you were making an imprint into Play-Doh. So pressing down. We're going to keep those arms alongside the body, and we're going to begin by inhaling the shoulders up, exhaling, reaching your fingertips in the direction of the feet, and continuing, inhaling the shoulders up, exhaling the hands down. So elevating and then depressing the scapula. Two more. We're going to slowly bring the hands up so our fingertips are reaching up toward the ceiling. And we're going to do the same thing, except this time we're going to protract and retract with the shoulders. So inhaling, exhaling through the mouth as you reach up. Inhaling, pull back down. Exhaling through pursed lips. Just get yourself in the habit now before we get into the heavy work. One more. And we're going to let the right hand fall above our head onto the mat. Let the left hand fall alongside the body. And in time with our breath, inhaling all the way up, switching arms, exhaling the opposite way. Just warming up the shoulders. And now bringing both arms alongside the body. We're going to bring the arms up like a snow angel. Maybe you can bring them to touch together above your head. And then continuing. And one more time. Bringing the arms back alongside the body. And we're going to inhale, lifting the chin. Exhale as we bring the chin toward the chest, the sternum. It's a very small, controlled movement, just lengthening through the neck in both directions. Slowly now, grab hold of our pink ring. So whatever ring you have, we're going to grab our Pilates ring, but you have the same one as me, maybe. So we're going to take this ring up above the chest, feet flat on the mat. Find that imprint once again, pressing down through the lumbar, pulling the navel in and up. Imagining that you're zipping up like a scuba suit from the pubis to the sternum. And I want you just for this ab prep to rock up and slightly forward as if you were using an ab roller almost. So inhaling, exhaling. Not lifting your head too high, lifting through the chest. Keeping the head in line with the spine as best as you can. 4 more. And after the 4th one, we're going to continue, but we're going to be twisting as we come up toward the right, and just keep twisting toward the right. So getting the transverse abdominis and the obliques involved in this now, a lot more than they were. Still trying to keep the arms straight, exhaling as through pursed lips as you come up. Four more. And back to center. And now switching again to the left, to the opposite side now. Again, working those obliques. Keep moving, make sure that you're still breathing through pursed lips. Four more. Put that ring down on your chest, let the arms fall open to the side. Take a breath here. And then we're going to be moving into scissors. We're going to take that band, your ring straight up above you. So you should be able to see up through it, around your head and your chest. We're going to take both legs straight up in the air. Make sure that you maintain that imprint. So if you've lost it, bring your feet back down. Press the lumbar in as if making a fossil for somewhere to find in your yoga mat one day. We're going to keep the legs up. So in scissors, we're going to alternate extending the legs. Try not to take the foot directly to the mat if you don't have to. So we're going to keep the arms up, lift up through the chest and the shoulders. Let the head come back so it's not too high. And we're going to alternate and switch. So I tend to inhale as one leg comes up and exhale as the other one does. Four more each leg. again, bending the knees, bringing them down. We're going to put that ring down. Just let your head come down for a moment. And we're going to be moving into the 100. So if you have a resistance band, small one, you're going to bring it around the legs, between the ankles and the knees. So you would never want to put it too close to the joints. Keep it away from the ankle and the knees coming onto your back. Again, find that imprint and create some tension in the band. Find where it's comfortable for you. You may want to bend the legs. You may want to bend and slightly extend. You might want them straight up or slightly angled. Here we're going to bring the arms alongside the body, palms up, lifting the chest and the head, and we're going to pump the arms, inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5, 10 times. To a count of 100. So inhaling and exhaling through pursed lips through the mouth. Last breath. Bending the knees, removing that band. Just laying on your back, taking a quick breath here. Taking nice deep breaths. And then we're going to grab our long band. Start by taking that long band and just figure out where halfway is for you. And in a seated position, sitting on the sits bones, just bring where the center point is beneath the feet. So from beneath the feet, give some tension to the band so you can take your feet flat onto the mat. So although this band we can put our feet in, we're not doing it just for this exercise. So I want you to take your hands into the loop if you wish to, or you can just hold the band wherever it feels like it might be comfortable for you. Remember, there is a lot of stretch to some bands, and some bands have less. So we're going to be rolling back into our C and then coming back up. So make sure that you have enough tension for you to do this, so that you're not pulling too hard, but just that we have a bit of support. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling, slowly coming back, and inhaling, coming straight back up. Three more. And then keeping that, if you're having a hard time keeping it under your feet, you could put your feet in the loops if you want to. So we're going to be continuing, and we're going to bring that around our feet in a seated position like we began before we bent our knees. So we want to sit up straight and tall. You can put your feet in if it feels better for you. So it feels better, do that. Just, if you have the TheraBand one, if you look, there's 9 holes in it. So it gives you 1 and then 4 on each side. So sometimes it's a little bit uneven when you put both feet in, but we generally aren't pulling from the very end. So it should be fine. So what I want you to do is pick somewhere close to the feet, maybe 2 away from the feet, maybe 3 depending on your resistance band. We're going to be inhaling, coming forward, exhaling, coming back like a rowing machine. So forward and back. So really watching your body as you come back, and noticing as you come forward, sometimes the band will slip if you don't have it around your feet. So just being mindful of that. Really push back through the elbows, targeting the triceps. Yeah. Just lean back as much as is comfortable for you. And when you come into that position, just really pull back through the arms, press back through the elbows. Two more. Slowly coming up. We're going to keep that band, but we're going to come onto our back. Sorry, I'm going to drink of water. But this time we're going to use this band for the single leg stretch. So I want you again to find whichever band you're deciding to use. So you put your foot into it. So mine is a TheraBand loop one, so it has 9 loops. I'm putting my foot in the middle, so there's 4 on each side. I know that's not going to be enough resistance for me to pull away, so I'll probably grab the 3rd one away from there for me. And I like to use my thumb to keep it intact. So what we're going to do is bring our feet up into tabletop. And we're going to be lifting our upper body, letting the head stay in line with the spine. Inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to alternately extend each leg. So we're going to reach the arms out, bring them back, and then extend the other leg and reach the arms out. So you can see we're just working one leg right now. We're going to switch as we can. Exhaling through pursed lips. And so as we continue, start trying to do 2 on each side. So 2 to the right, 2 to the left. So this one, just push 2 times. Yeah, push out twice, and then push out the other leg. And we're still stretching through the arms. We're going to be switching legs, but just for now. And now back to alternating. One more time each way, and then we're just going to stick with the right leg. So lift that chest, the shoulders up a little bit more, let the head stay in line. Keep that left leg in tabletop and just keep pressing out through the right side. Make sure you have enough tension in the band so that you can feel this getting a nice stretch through the upper body and the back. legs down. Just let your arms relax and just take a breath. Close your eyes if you wish to. If you have your knees bent, you can let the knees fall from side to side, whatever feels best for you, before we go on to the next side. So coming onto your back if you've gotten up, and we're going to bring our feet into tabletop again. This time we're going to take that band around the left foot. You had it around the right foot earlier. Bending both of our knees into our legs into tabletop. Lifting the upper body through the chest, keeping the head in line with the spine as best as you can. And we're going to begin by just pressing out twice through the left leg as we extend the arms up overhead. So inhaling, exhaling out. Slow and controlled even as you bring the body back together. And then we're going to alternate. Press through the right leg. And it's tricky because we want to press through the other leg because the band's on it. Switching. We'll just do 2 times each way on this side. It's going to get a little bit confusing doing one side. We're going to press through the right side for the last time, and then we're just going to continue with just the left side. If your neck is getting sore, bring the head back a little bit. And just keep pressing through the left side as you extend the arms up. Bring the hands in and out. So you bring your hands to the outside of the knees and reach up. Four more. And bringing the legs down. Just taking a quick breath, and then we're going to be going into double leg stretch. So we're going to have both of your feet in there this time. Taking a couple nice deep breaths, and when you're ready, you can come up and again find where halfway is through your band. It doesn't have to be exactly 4 if you want to put both of your feet into it. It's up to you. Or if you just want to have the bands around your feet. So remember that anytime we lose attention, if it's not around your foot, you do risk losing the band. So sometimes what I do to avoid doing it, if I don't want both my feet in, is I'll put one in. Because I'm still going to push both the legs out. I put both of my feet into one hole. So I don't mean one foot. I put both of my feet into the same hole. So, because these bands have a lot of stretch. So that way for me, I don't have to worry about it slipping, and I don't have to worry about my feet being separate or if my arms are not pulling equally. So again, yes, we're going to do that. Bring the knees up. Find where you have your tension and just lift the chest. Keep the head in line with the spine. If your head is getting a bit sore, then take the head down. There's nothing wrong with that. Inhaling and exhaling. We'll do 4 more. Wonderful. We're going to take that band off and we're going to grab our ring now. We're going to come flat onto our back. So first you want to make sure that the shoulders are flat. So bringing the shoulders up and down so you can bring your scapula as flat on the mat as possible. We're going to extend our legs straight out, maintaining that imprint, pulling the navel in and up, bringing your feet into dorsiflexion so your toes are pointed up, and we're going to be doing the full roll up. So the roll up. So to close the chain, make it more accessible, is and a little more challenging too, but for most people having a closed chain rather than just reaching the arms, it stabilizes. So I like to use the ring. So inhaling on the exhale, coming all the way up, trying not to lift your feet. So you might find that you're sliding up or that you're losing your pants. This sometimes happens, so just feel free to adjust, but you might come up off the mat. Just make sure that if you move right up off your mat, that you're not hurting yourself rubbing against anything. We're going to do 4 more. And the last one. Wonderful. So we're going to grab hold of our ring and our band, and we're going to be coming. First, we're going to be coming onto our stomach in a prone position. So I want you to take this band between the knees and the ankles. So again, be careful not to put it too close to those joints. I just pulled my pants up so you can see better. But just we don't want to have it too close to our ankles or our knees because we want to have it where the muscle is so that it's supporting it and taking care of it. So we're going to come onto our back first. Our stomach first into a prone position, and we're going to just do single leg kick. So I want you to squeeze the glutes, engage, pressing down through the pubis. You can come down to a more comfortable position, but really squeeze the glutes, especially if you're noticing back pain. It's usually a sign you're not really squeezing the glutes enough, or maybe they're not strong enough to lift as high as you're lifting. So what I want you to do here is with the legs straight, lift just the right leg up. And it doesn't have to be high, just keep lifting without bringing it back to the mat. Really try and keep that leg as straight as you can. Two more. Good. Take that leg down. Just release your muscles for a moment. And then we're going to engage our muscles again, squeezing the glutes, pressing down through the pubic bone, and pulling the navel in and up. And we're just going to be lifting that left leg. Keeping the leg as straight as you can, just lifting as high as is comfortable without causing pain in the low back. Two more, and release. So now we're going to move back to the right leg, but this time we're going to just bend the leg. So we're going to bend it straight up, bring the foot into dorsiflexion, then release back down with the foot in plantar flexion. So we're going to do each side 25 times, but make sure we do them really slow and controlled. Okay, so continuing. So again, we want to make sure that it hasn't moved. If you got up like I just did. So with the right leg, still pressing down firmly, squeezing the glutes, just bending up. So you can feel when you bring your foot into dorsiflexion that you're engaging the calf muscles, especially the gastrocnemius, the largest of the calf muscles. That's why we bring the foot into dorsiflexion and engage as we come up, back into plantar flexion as we slowly and controlled come up, down. And four more. So this is a great way if you have, if you're unable to stand and do calf raises to work the calf muscle. Yeah, I really feel it. Good. So we're going to bend now the left leg. So really pressing down, stabilizing through the right leg, squeezing the glutes, engaging the abdominals, pulling the navel in and up, and bending that left leg up into dorsiflexion, releasing slow and controlled into plantar flexion. If you're feeling any strain in the low back, really squeeze your glutes even tighter. And if it's still hurting the low back, just lift the leg a little bit less instead of bringing it all the way up. Usually you feel this, even if we're really targeting the calf muscles, we really tend to feel this wherever our body really needs it. So if that's where our body, we feel most things, that's where it is. We're just going to do four more here. And then we're going to take our knees a little bit wider apart on the mat, bringing our feet together. So this one can be really hard on the low back. So really make sure you're squeezing your glutes. Let the head come down low. We're going to inhale, exhale, lifting up the legs as best as you can. You should really be squeezing your glutes. Not only to strengthen them, but again, as I keep repeating, to protect your back. 4 more. I'm going to release that. So we're going to come onto our side body now. So I'm coming onto my right side to start. And I'm going to take that ring between the feet. So we've done this. Probably many of you have done this before. You definitely have done this before. We're going to put our feet on one of the hand placements. And keeping our legs and our body in a straight line, so we really want to keep our hips stacked. We really want to keep the knees stacked, and we're just going to bring that left leg up, tap into the other handle and down. Just tapping up. Just to keep a small range of motion, work smaller muscle groups, more control. This will help with a lot of your stabilizers. Just being in this position helps with your stabilizers. Two more. We're going to take that leg on top of the ring now. So again, we're just going to press down here a little bounce. So we're using the ring to support the weight of the leg. So when our legs get fatigued later into the class, sometimes this is a great way to work our abductors. Our abductors are the muscles, remember, that bring our body parts back toward the body. So A, B, duct. Whereas adductors, if you just think the first 3 letters are add, helps us bring our limbs and our body back toward the torso. Just a press here, just pressing. You can really usually feel this in areas that were a little bit weak, like the gluteus medius, the gluteus minimus, the tarsal fascia latae. And 4 more. And take a quick breath, because we're going to be doing side like this now. So we're going to put both of our knees in the ring, our feet in the ring, and lift up. So take a breath if you need one. And if you need to for these, just do as many as you can. They are really challenging for some people. So we want to bring both our feet into the ring. We have one ankle on each of the handles. And we're going to inhale and exhale, lift the legs up and down, and continue. Exhaling as you lift. Squeeze your glutes really tight. 1 more. And we're going to switch and do the other side. So again, we want to start in the same starting position. So we want to have that ring standing up. We're going to have both of our feet stacked in that ring. So again, this time we're just tapping up into it, and then tapping up to a smaller controlled movement. Really just bringing that leg up in line with the hip. Just maintaining alignment and strengthening our body in this manner. Two more. And then we're going to take our leg on top. So again, we don't want to just put all of the weight of the leg, but we're just using it so that we don't have to hold the leg up. It's a long lever. And just pressing, fast little presses here on the top of the ring. Squeezing the glutes, maintaining abdominal engagement. Pull that navel in and up. And when you do that, you might be able to feel the pubis and the sternum slightly pull toward one another, just activating the rectus abdominis. So in times like this, sometimes it's hard to know how to breathe or how to cue breathing if you're an instructor. So the best thing to do is do the same breath as the 100. That's what I get. People tend to tell everyone to do. So inhaling as you press for 5, exhaling as you press for 5. And 3 more breaths just like that. Awesome. So now we're going to take both of our legs into that. Bring it again. We're going to do the same side lift. So you might want to keep that hand in front of you to stabilize. And you have both legs already in position. Inhaling, exhaling, and lifting. Really squeezing the glutes, making sure you're in a straight, long line to avoid injury. And lifting up. So if you're feeling pain in the back, make sure you're squeezing your glutes and make sure you're in a straight, long line. That your body's in a straight line. That you're perfectly straight. That you're not leaning your body forward too much with the shoulders. So we do have a tendency to lean forward. So you want to try and stay back as best as we can in a straight line. Two more. And bringing it down. Awesome. We're going to put everything aside. And we're going to come onto our back. Again, we're going to do a little bit of stretching now. So some of the stretches that would be helpful for the stuff we've done. So you don't need any of your props unless you feel like you want to use your band to deepen a stretch. But you're pretty flexible, then you might not want it. And we don't want to use the band to put us into an uncomfortable position. So what we're going to do first is, again, find that position for the scapulae, bringing them flat, rolling the shoulders down and back, making contact with the low back so that we're in a nice, neutral, comfortable position. And we're going to start by just taking that right knee in toward the chest. And then straightening that leg out as much as you comfortably can. Making sure that your hips stay down. So rolling up, we're not really helping ourselves that much. We still want to keep the glutes engaged. It doesn't matter how far I can bring the leg up if I can't maintain contact with the lumbar. I want to keep my core solid and stable. And from here, I want you to point your toes up and then toward yourself. And up and toward yourself. 2 more times. And now making circles in one direction through the ankle. And circles in the opposite direction. And slowly bending that right leg, taking that right leg flat to the mat. Sorry, the foot flat to the mat. If you want to extend the leg out, feel free. It just puts a little bit more tightness on the body. So we're going to bring that left knee in this time. Take a nice deep breath here. And then slowly straighten that leg out. Once again, just as straight as is comfortable for you. Just taking a nice deep breath. Again, making sure you don't curl your hips right up off the mat. Still pressing down through the sacrum. So make sure you're pressing down through your hips. You want to keep them down and in contact with the mat. And then we're going to point the toes up and down toward ourselves. And up and down toward ourselves. 2 more times. And then we're going to make circles through the ankle in one direction or the other, whichever you prefer. And then the opposite way. And slowly bending that leg, releasing both feet flat to the mat at mat width apart. We're going to bring the arms up overhead, reaching the fingertips away from the body. And inhale and exhale, drop both knees toward the left. Inhaling, bringing the knees up, and exhale, drop both knees toward the right. You may feel tighter on one side than the other. So we're going to continue to move with our breath, but if it feels good for you to stop and hold anywhere, always listen to your own body. Listen to what you need today. So after the practice, you might be feeling a little bit tight in a different area than I would be, so just listen to your body. Sometimes it feels good just to hold this stretch. Just listening to your body. We're going to move 3 more times in each direction. And back up. Slowly we're going to come up. Seated. We're going to do the same thing with our legs again. So take your hands behind you. So you might slightly be leaning back. Can you see me? Yeah? Okay. So we're just going to take our feet a little bit wider apart. And we're going to do the same thing with the legs, windmilling. So inhale, exhaling, dropping them to the left. And you notice that you don't have the same ability to rotate out as when we're lying down because we have flexion at the hips now. So it's a little bit of a different stretch, but it's also one that you can change by bringing how close or how far away the legs are. So it might feel better for you with your legs further from the body. You may prefer having the legs closer to the body, depending on the area of the body that you are feeling tight and want to have stretch. Just remember, all we have to do is change the flexion in the knee. So less flexion or more flexion. And then slowly we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. We're going to take our hands to the shoulders. We're just going to gently twist one way, inhaling, and exhale the opposite way. And you'll notice that the direction you're exhaling in it, you can twist a little bit more. So we will switch that direction. Two more, and then we're going to switch. So the way that you were exhaling, I want you to inhale and exhale the opposite way. Four more. And releasing. And we're going to grab our long band now. This long one. So you can take your hand, if you have a pocket one, yeah. So then you can take your hand in. And I want you to pick one that's not too far apart. Usually I find 2 is plenty. What we're going to do is come into mermaid with this. Sorry, having technical difficulties. Okay, so bring your arms up overhead. Sitting up straight and tall, squeeze your glutes, pull the navel in and up to control the rib cage. We don't want the rib cage popping up or forward, so maintain that, stabilize, pull the rib cage in. Inhaling and exhaling, lowering that left arm down the right and bringing it back up. And switching sides, so slow and controlled, really trying to maintain that resistance. And I want you to reach that hand as far as you can and lean toward the right. So really getting a nice stretch and pull up on the band. Inhaling up, and we're going to exhale the opposite way. So dropping the left hand and really pulling up with the right hand. Really opening up the chest and the back. Keeping the sits bones in contact with the mat. The Shaltubrasi should not pick up. Inhaling the arms up. We're going to do one more time each way. So exhaling, taking that right hand down and again pulling up. Maybe you can pull more toward the left this time, getting a nice straight line through the arms. Slowly coming up, and we're going to drop the opposite way. So dropping the left hand now. Yeah, dropping the left hand. And this time try and pull up and a little bit over. So try and make that straight line through the arms again. But still leaning toward the left, so you're still getting that lateral stretch to the right side body, but you're also reaching away from the body through the right. And slowly releasing, coming up. We're going to bring that band forward, and I just want you to take two hands into the band right beside each other. Palms facing one another. We're going to do some stuff for the shoulder again quickly before we come down onto the mat for some spinal twist. So just pull the arms open. Sitting up straight and tall, really reaching the crown of your head toward the ceiling as if a puppet is holding a string attached to your head. Sorry, a puppeteer is holding a string attached to your head, and you are that puppet. Trying to keep the arms up in line with the shoulders. Four more. Bands do so much more for us than weights possibly can. They get all those blind spots and it feels amazing. So let's come onto our back. We're going to, onto our right side. We're going to come into a side twist. So we want to keep our knees stacked. We want to keep our feet stacked. We want to keep our knees in line with the hips, our ankles in line with the knees. We want to make sure our shoulders are stacked with the palms forward. So when I say stacked, we really want to be careful that you're not bringing that shoulder forward or back. So make sure that you're stacked. So your head's kind of just suspended there. You can put something under if it really bothers you. Inhale, and as we exhale, reach that arm up and back. Really squeeze the knees together. If you're feeling any discomfort in your shoulder, if you have any issues with your shoulder, bring the arm lower as you come across rather than out and wide. Bring that arm lower, like over the hip and back. You're still getting that spinal twist, but you're not going too far. Find that place where you can go that isn't the full range of movement that works well for you if you're having discomfort in the shoulder. Rather than just keep doing it. Squeezing the knees. We don't want that top knee to slide back, which is what often happens. So really squeeze them together. So oftentimes I will put a prop in between the knees, but I really want you to get used to squeezing the knees. Two more. Last one. We're going to roll on to the other side and do our spinal twist on the other side. So again, we want to stack the hips, stack the knees, the ankles are lined up with the hips, Hips are lined up with the knees. Shoulders are lined up. One is neither forward or backward. And really squeeze those knees together so the top knee doesn't move back when we twist. Inhaling, exhaling, reaching back. And again, if you're feeling discomfort in the arm or the shoulder, change where you're reaching. Change it to reach a little bit lower. Reaching it higher usually will aggravate it worse, but if lower is not helping, you can try. It could just be a little bit of an impingement in the shoulder. How's your shoulders doing? Really good, actually. They're not really sore. Wonderful. Not like they were. Awesome. Exhaling as you extend the arm back. Inhaling as you bring the palms together. And 4 more. 2. And we're going to slowly roll onto the back. We're going to bring both of our knees in toward the chest, but never so high that the low back is lifted off the mat. It doesn't matter if you can bring the knees all the way up. If you're curving through the lower back, we don't want to encourage any curving through the low back. So pressing down through the low back, taking nice deep breaths here, and just gently shift the weight from side to side. And then extend both legs straight out onto the mat, bringing the arms up overhead. And we're going to reach a little bit more through the left hand and the left foot, getting a nice stretch through the side body. And then reaching a little bit more through the right hand and the right foot. Again, getting a nice stretch through the side body. One more time each side, reaching through the left fingers and the left toes. And then reaching through the right fingers and the right toes. Bringing the arms alongside the body, comfortably close, but never so close that your shoulders have lifted up off your mat. Your palms are up, your fingers are slightly curled, and closing your eyes. And you're going to relax your forehead, soften your eyes, relaxing your jaw so that your teeth are not touching. Bringing your shoulders down away from your ears, broadening out your back, letting it rest as flat as it comfortably can against your mat, and then gently scanning your entire body, making sure that you're not supporting yourself with your shoulders, your elbows, or your outer ankles. Just completely letting go of your physical body and letting go of anything inside you that does not serve you in a positive way. With each and every breath, allowing your body to relax a little more deeply into your mat. And now taking a moment, think about what you're grateful for today. Even if it was a very challenging day, what are you grateful for? Some days we're grateful for ourselves just for getting out of bed. Some days that is a huge milestone. Other days we've checked several things off our to-do list, or we spent some well-deserved time just taking care of ourselves. There are so many things to be grateful for, even in the midst of chaos and a lot of unfortunate events happening everywhere. It's always important to be able to find that calm within. So imagining those thoughts of gratitude now, surrounding you like a bright, white, warm light, truly allowing yourself to feel this warmth, to see this light. So on your darkest days, you can draw back on this moment, on this feeling, just to remind yourself how fortunate and blessed you truly are. Slowly begin to invite some movement back into your body, maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, you can just slowly make your way up to seated.